Hi y'all. I have had the best about week and a half or so. I've just been up to so much stuff. I have been enjoying family, um, life, creating, some relaxing time, some me time. It's just been really great, and I can get used to this. I hope y'all are having a good day, and I just couldn't wait to come out on the porch and just have a little porch chat with you. I'm not over on my porch swing because the sun is out really bright right now, and it comes in right on that porch swing. So usually when it does that, I will just move over here to the other side of the porch where it's more shaded. But we've had many chats over here too. So that's all right, as long as we're on my porch chatting. There's plenty of place for every one of you. So y'all just come on in and let's have a porch chat. But anyway, like I said, the sun's out really pretty right now, but it's just been in and out, and we've just been having so much rain and storms lately, pretty much every day. And I've been recording some of them, and I think I had a video yesterday dropped where I was at my sister's, and it came a rainstorm, and it was just really nice to sit there and watch the rain. So I recorded a little video and put a little narration to it, and I thought it turned out pretty good. And so I was back up to my sister's yesterday, so I was there last Monday, and I went back yesterday, which was Monday, and it come a really big thunderstorm, hailstorm, and rainstorm, and the wind blew so much, and I was back out there on the porch recording some more, but she didn't go out there then because her and my niece, they sat inside and watched from the window, but I was out there, and I recorded the storm, and I recorded a deer out there. It was just really special out there, and the wind blew in on me and the hail, and I got soaking wet, but I didn't care. My hair was limp, and just it was dripping off my nose, the rain was, and my clothes, I had a denim skirt on, which I wear denim skirts all the time. That's pretty much my attire is denim skirts. And my skirt, the whole tail end of it was dripping water, and I come into her house, and I said, I'm soaking wet. And my niece said, do you need a towel? I said, yeah. But my sister had to end up going and get me a pair of her pajama pants and an old t-shirt, and she had to put my clothes in the dryer. That's how wet I was. I couldn't sit down. I was actually getting ready to go home, and I got out maybe to the end of her driveway and realized that I had an envelope. I checked her mail on the way in. Her box is not right at her house. It's like out at the end of the lane where the other boxes are, and one of the envelopes had dropped between the console, and I looked down and saw that. So I said, well, I've got to go back and take her mail back to her. So by the time I got back to her house, it started storming, and so I thought, well, I'm just going to stay here and record this storm again, because I recorded a little bit earlier, but it wasn't as bad as that. And so when I get it, ready to upload and edit, whatever I'm going to do to it, I don't know if I'm going to do anything to it. I may just let you just watch that storm, because it was just fantastic. It may be next week before I get it out, but that's what I've been doing. I've just been enjoying life, even though, the storms sometimes can, get a little aggravating, rain on top of rain. I'm just looking for the positive in it, and just taking advantage of it, and I guess having fun. That's what I've been doing. It's just having fun. So yeah, and I went to Walmart last Friday, shopping and everything, and y'all know how I always dread going into Walmart anymore. But I came down the cleaning aisle, and when I came out the cleaning aisle, there's an aisle always down this way that they clutter up with stuff. Right there, in my view, was a big display, and I was so excited. If y'all remember last year, it might have been September, October, I can't remember. I done a video where they brought out the Werther's candy, but it's the special limited edition candy of the maple cream. Y'all know how much I love those maple creams, and you can only get them, during the fall season. Well, there was a display of the Werther's, and I saw maple cream. Well, I just took my buggy and run to it, and that poor couple that was coming down that aisle probably thought I was a mad woman, but at the time I probably was, because I was trying to get to those maple creams. And so I told my husband, I said, look what I found. And he said, what is it? And he saw it. He said, well, you better get you something. He said, you remember last year? Well, if y'all remember last year, I got me like one bag of the maple cream and I think one bag of the caramel apple. And I went back to stock up and get some more. And I couldn't get them. Every single time I went back, they were out. I mean, if they restocked them, they were out by the time I got there. But it just seemed like they just never got them back in. And I never could get them. I even went to Tennessee, you know, when I went to my specialist appointments and everything. And they were out over there. And I thought, what is going on? Are these people just swooping this stuff up, you know, before I get to it? Or what is it? But anyway, y'all know how I complained every time I went to Walmart. I said I couldn't find those maple creams anywhere again. And then one of my lovely YouTube friends, Cynthia from Senior Insights, she actually sent me a package that had 2 bags of the maple cream, you know, the caramels in them. And I savored those things, but I took my time. And they lasted me throughout almost all winter because I would only eat one here and one there. And they were just special treats for me. And I don't eat a lot of, you know, sweets and sugar, even though I love them, but I'm just not supposed to have them. My system can't tolerate it. But I will indulge once in a while. And those maple creams were just like an indulgence to me. And so my husband said, well, you better get you some. Well, he didn't have to tell me twice. So guess what I've got, y'all? I've got, okay, this is the caramel apple. These are the hard candies, and they're filled with apple filling, and I love those. And I think they have like just the regular caramels, and but they're like an apple flavored, and but I don't like those as good, but I would eat them though. But these are the Werther's, the limited edition caramel apple filled hard candies. So I got 3 bags of those, and then there goes the mail lady up. She'll be bringing me some bills here in a few minutes. And then I got the limited edition, the maple cream, the soft caramels. And the soft caramels have that maple cream inside. And these are my absolute favorites. My husband, he likes these, but he likes the apples. So that's why I always get those, but I'll eat those. But he usually lets me have these because he knows how much I love them. And so I got these, and I got 3 bags of these. But you know what? So that was Friday, right? And so I went to my sister's yesterday, which was Monday. And I had to pick up a few things at Walmart before I went on her house. And I went in there and I thought, okay, I'll just get a few more bags of those maple cream or even the apples and put them up. And that way I won't have to worry about it. I'll have enough to do me all winter. And I went in there and they didn't have a one. Now that was from Friday to Monday. The display was gone. There was no display. So I looked on the app to see if they had them in the store anywhere. And so I went to the regular hard candies and things. And they had like, you know, the regular Werther's caramels. And they didn't have them there. I looked that store over and there was not to be seen. So from Friday to Monday, that whole great big display was gone. And so I don't know if they're going to get any more back or if they restock them, if somebody's going to clean them out before I get there or anything. So what I'm going to do is savor these maple creams and these caramel apple filled. And these are just going to be a treat for me for when I need to pick me up or need some energy or whatever. I'm just going to eat one here and one there and just savor them as long as I possibly can, because I don't know when I'm going to get any more. But it's a shame that, I mean, I know we live in a rural place and everything, and sometimes we don't have a lot of stuff the bigger cities do, and our stores don't stock as much and everything. So, but I still love, you know, living here and everything. But I do think that they could stock these a little bit better, don't y'all? Just so Debbie Sue can have her maple creams to do her for a good while. But, and what's so funny about it is where I savored them all winter. It actually not been too long ago, maybe about a month or a month and a half ago, I found 2 maple creams that I had put in a little jar somewhere, and I forgot about it. And there was 2 maple creams in that jar that I had since like back in October. And but I made them. They're gone now. But I am going to try to make these last as long as I possibly can. So yeah, I'm putting them down in my bag. Y'all can see me. Y'all see Henrietta May? Y'all know who Henrietta May is if you've been watching my hen story. So I named this chicken Henrietta May, and she's over here roosting on a nest, and there's a bunch of eggs in there. I got probably about a half a dozen to a dozen eggs in there. So I have named this chicken Henrietta May because, you know, Henrietta May thinks she's the boss of everything. So this is Henrietta May out here on my porch. But anyway, I'm getting all sidetracked here. But y'all used to me out here rambling. I ramble about nothing, but, you know, it means everything. And so, yeah. But talking about going to my sister's yesterday, we just had the best time. My niece's birthday is the 20th this week. It'll be the 20th. And she works and everything, so she's going to have to work on her birthday. So we decided, my sister and I, to get together with her. My niece doesn't live there. She's 35 years old, and she lives at my sister's old property. And but we decided to get together and make her a birthday cake and have some little ice cream and just have a lunch with her and everything and spend just the whole day with her, and that's what we did. My sister made a big cupcake cake, you know, one of those cakes that looks like a big cupcake, and I'll put pictures and everything here. So my sister made the cupcake, and she made a strawberry cake, and I got everything to decorate it with. So I decorated it and with flowers and everything, and they're edible flowers. So I want to put something on the cake that, you know, wouldn't harm the icing or anything like that. So they are edible flowers that I put on the cake, and I just decorated the cake and everything. And my sister, you know, she was there helping me decide where we wanted to put the flowers and everything. So I think it turned out really pretty. And so that's what we did yesterday, and my niece absolutely loved it, and she enjoyed it, and we enjoyed our time with her, and it was just a great day. And like I said, you know, it come that huge thunderstorm, and I videoed more, and so it was just really fun, and just a really great day. And so what I'm doing on the porch today is just relaxing a little bit, and going through my big folder of my stories and stuff. This is I know it's messy. I've got my stories all messed up and everything, but that's the way I like it. And I have got tons and tons of stories in here, stories that I've already, you know, published and you've already heard, some that you've not, some that, you know, I'm just going through and deciding whether I want to put them up or not. And of course, y'all know I'm always writing more stories. Sometimes I'll write a story, and a few weeks later I'll put it up instead of something I've had, you know, from a year or two ago. It's just whatever the mood strikes me and everything. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing today, is just kind of going through my stories, and I'm just having the best time. And the last, you know, few weeks or so, you know, my neighbor just come out with his weed eater. Y'all, I told you, it's always a conspiracy. The traffic will come down the road, or somebody be mowing or whatever. And I tried to get out here before my husband comes out, because he said he was going to come out and mow, not mow, but weed eat today. But then my neighbor down the road is weed eating, so y'all can probably hear that. But we're fine. We're just going to chat anyway. But so yeah, and thank you all for all of your great comments about, you know, the Hen House Whisper series that I got up. That was such a fun series to write, and those hens are a hoot, and Clarence too. And I'm going to be writing more series and putting them up, you know, later on. And so, you know, we're coming up almost a year that I have been doing this. September, the first week of September, actually the first Friday of September, will be about a year. It'll be 1 year since I have been doing the stories, and you all have hung with me. And then I've got you know, a lot of new viewers coming in, and I want to thank y'all for that. For, you know, all your comments and just your support and everything through all these stories, because you are what has kept me going. You know, I will read a lovely comment, and that just kind of fuels my fire. And I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going with this because they're enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it. And so, like I said, September, the first week of September will be a year since we've been doing the Southern Whispers Friday stories. So thank you all for being with me for that whole year. And you know what? I have gabbed and gabbed and just rambled on today. And I think it's time for me to go back into the house and get busy with something. I don't know what, but I have a list a mile long of things I really need to be doing. But I just wanted to at least sit down today and have this chat with you, before the end of the week. But we're still early in the week. It's still Tuesday. And so, like I have always said, we need to go into our day gently and gracefully, and let's just go into our day with God, always with God. But you know what I'm going to do? I haven't broke into these Werther's candies yet, and I've had them Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've had them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and y'all believe I haven't broken into them yet. But today, this may be the day that I decide I need a treat. So that's what I may do, is treat myself today. But y'all have a good day, have a blessed day, and I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.